What's good, everybody? What's good? So, um, today's video is about my Knicks and do I think my Knicks can win a championship or can they get to the NBA Finals since 1999? Just what 30 years ago. I don't know. It just feels kind of forced, you know, like the whole season just felt forced. Now, to go back to that 30-year period, the Knicks were actually the 8th seed, right? The first 8th seed to go to the NBA Finals. We're the 3 seed. So that logic killed itself already there. You can't really compare two rosters. One was an 8th seed, one was a third. Now, the other is a 3rd seed. Roster change, obviously different. Coaching different. Players different. Era different. You would say, well, the Knicks now have the best chance, but I think the way that the Knicks are structured is they go as far as Brunson can take them, do I think Brunson is a missing piece for a championship? No. For one thing, this Knicks team, they have talent, but they just don't know how to play together. They don't. Cat can't play off of Brunson. Hart will give you everything. Josh Hart will give you what Russell Westbrook gives you: energy, hustle. But he's not going to go out there and score 21 points, 27 points. That's not his game. You relied on OG for his defense. He could give you offense here and there. And Mikal Bridges, we gave a haul for. We gave Brooklyn basically back all their draft picks for him. Now, we do have a 2030 first-round draft pick, but that's 5 years from now? No, that's 5 years from now. So, right? And Mikal is not showing up. He shows up when he wants to. He's not going to be consistent almost every single day. That's not his game. Okay. No, I do expect us to lose tonight. I believe the Pacers are going to come out more well prepared than they were in Game 3. I think I think in Game 3 it was more of the same of Game 1, where we blew the lead and we did a sustain it, and we actually made our clutch free throws, and obviously the game was out of reach. You know what I'm saying? But I believe tonight they're probably going to put our foot on our necks and drive it to the way. They're going to play methodical offense. I don't think one person in that Pacers offense is going to go off one night. It could be plethora of players. It could be Halliburton one night. It could be Miles Turner the next. It could be Siakam. It could be Miles Reed. They got so many pieces that they can throw at us, and we're just heavily dependent on Brunson, Cat or Brunson. And if one of those two goes down, God forbid, this series is probably over. You know. Now I did pick the Pacers in 6. I'm gonna stand on that. I guess the Knicks didn't want to go out like that, so I guess it was one of those must-win games. 'Cause you can't go for you can't afford to go down 0-3. You know what I'm saying? No team in NBA history has has gone down 3-0 and come back and win it. 3-1, yeah. Obviously the Cavs. They won game 1 and then they lost 3 straight, and then that's when they came back. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I just I just believe that the Pacers are just a better team than us. Talent talent wise, a little tricky. I'll say this: the Knicks have players, like I said, but they don't know how to play together. I think that's their biggest weakness. Like they're so talented that they can't, they don't know how to play together, or they don't know how to play off of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if you see the Pacers how they move the ball and communicate and do all this, that's not the Knicks. The Knicks is, oh, give me my ball, my ISO, do. Like that's not how that's not a winning recipe to me. You know, um, because their counterparts have to play well. When OG and Mikal Bridges don't produce, the Knicks lose, as you can see from game 1 and 2. Game 3, when they produce, the Knicks win. As simple as that. Like you look at the first 2 games, they were putrid. Like OG had the same amount of points. OG had the same amount of points that he had in game 1. Mikal Bridges showed up a little bit, but it just wasn't enough. And then obviously game 3, you know, um, he made it his business to make sure that the Knicks don't go down 0-3. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like my Knicks won't go out gentlemen swept or swept, but they'll probably go out, gentlemen swept. Because I just don't believe it. Like, do I want the Knicks to win the championship or get to the finals since the 30s? I said the 30s. Since the 90s? Sure, yeah. Do I see it? No, that's like the Jets making the Super Bowl. That's never going to happen. You know, I mean, they can win a playoff game. They can, win a division. Yeah, but them going to the Super Bowl, no. I mean, the Giants have a better chance of winning another Super Bowl than the Jets do. So I just think that my Knicks probably need another piece, and then we'll be right there. But for now, the way this roster is structured, we don't have a good bench, and I've said that numerous of times. If you look at the past 10 championships, depth is key. You know what I'm saying? When you have a lot of bodies that you could throw at the other team, they get flustered. They get out of rhythm. They get out of sync. We don't have the best bench. Could we have the best starting 5? If Mikal and OG placed up to their standard, yeah. Like, who's coming off the bench? Now, Tibbs did make adjustments. which they actually started Cat. I mean, they started Mitch, and obviously Cat and Josh Hart had to come off the bench, which was a very good idea. Because if you're going to match the Pacers, you're going to have a solid bench. You know, obviously, again, Josh Hart with his 6 points, it's not going to cut it. Like, it's not going to cut it. Yeah, Cat had a big game, but, I mean, the Knicks could have easily lost this game. You know, could have easily lost this game, but it's nothing near how. I just don't see the Knicks winning a championship. Maybe 5 years from now, hopefully, you know. But as is advertised, the OKC Thunder is projected to win the NBA Finals. I mean, this is something out of like 2K where OKC and the Pacers for the championship, it just seems, you know, because neither team won it. Wolves have never won a championship. Pacers never won a championship. OKC never won a championship. The Knicks won 2 championships, but obviously it was in the 70s. And who the hell remembers that? People who were born in the 70s, you know, the disco era. But yeah, I mean, it would have been nice, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Um, the Pacers are probably going to take care of business tonight and then back to MSG and just finish the job. You know, this Knicks team is not. There's just too many question marks. You know, there's just too many question marks. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. Um, we'll see.